Welcome back. So I hope you enjoyed the core exercise I showed you last time with the DLR, the beginner's one. Today I'm going to go for more intermediate one. And today's core exercise I'm going to do with Dylan. So everything we do today is all about functionality, flexibility and functionality of the core. How we use our core muscles to, in this case, keep ourselves stable. Anyway, all the core exercises are for stability, but this one you will notice is very challenging because you need also a little bit of flexibility. Now, thank God you're flexible. So, we're going to start with the first exercise. This one you might have noticed, or you might even, so if you ever done Pilates or yoga or something with a flow, you might recognize this movement. Okay, I want you to go to the push-up position for me. Now, basically, before you start, just like in my previous videos, when you're going to planking or push-up position, it's all about the body framework. Your chest are up, in this case protracted. Your abs are in and your pelvis region is turned inwards. Now notice a nice rounding of the spine. Only with this movement I want you to do this. Not all the time doing this over-exaggerated movement is good for the body. But right now his chest and abs and lats are all engaged. What I want you to do, let's start with the left knee. I want you to pull your left knee in. Bring it all the way to the front. If you're flexible enough, you're going to bring it to the side on your right arm and see if you can pull your right arm out with the left knee. Now, as you can see, this is a quite tricky one. And you also notice the rotation and go back. Your challenge, your goal is not to rotate too much, not to rotate with the arms. Now, what you can do is, if you notice you cannot reach for the elbows, walk up a little bit more to the front with your toes. There we go. You can bend the knees even if you like, so make it even lighter for yourself. But whatever you do, you keep the arms fully locked, protracted, abs in, and nice rounding. Pull the left knee again, bring it all the way to the front as much as you can, and try to bring it to the elbow, touch it, and push the elbow away with the knee. You're going to feel a lot of pressure there, not only in the abs, in the glutes, in the chest, and also in the obliques. The functionality of this exercise is all about flexibility, balance, endurance, and of course, core stability. Take a moment for a second. All right. So, comment below. I want to see what you think of that. So let me know what you think of this exercise, because I'm really curious to see, because most of the time flexibility makes it so impossible for people, even if you even understand what I'm talking about. Now let's go again, back. All right. You ready? Yes. All right. Let's do it together. So now I'm not going to correct you, so try to immediately end up in the right correct position. Abs in, nice round spine. I hope you notice something here. Do you notice the change? What's happening here? Comment below. I want to see if you understand the change. Now let's switch legs. Bring the right knee in. Go all the way inwards towards your left elbow. Make contact, and if you can, try to push your left arm out with the knee. You're going to feel the pressure. You're going to feel the hip flexion here with the side abs. You're going to feel the rotation from the chest and the glutes. Arms are straight. Try to avoid rotating too much. And wrist. This is a quite challenging exercise. Take a moment. You will notice that it's not about how many reps you make. It's about if you can make contact, hold it, and breathe gently. You want to be as calm as you can in this position. How was that?
It's good.
Yeah? Good. So flexibility is one of the factors here, determining factors. In this case also endurance, and don't breathe like that, don't contract, because otherwise there's no way you can move. You breathe in and out, relax. Okay, let's go to the second exercise, also slightly based on flexibility. This one also a very isolated movement. You're going to get the nice shredded lines on the side abs. You will love this one. Guys and girls, doesn't matter which one you do. For guys and girls, it's aesthetic wise a very nice highlight of the side abs. It will make you look slim, but also a nice ripped line. Even for a bodybuilder, this is perfect. No equipment needed. Okay, let's go to the plank position, the side plank position. I'm going to move aside for you. Yeah, let's do it here. On a side plank. Alright, go down, just drop your hips. Now, put your elbows on the ground, right below your shoulders. Before you start, you make sure just like you're standing up straight, you're also lying down straight. If you look closely, his hips is a bit pulled to the back. Now, I'm going to correct you, body straight. If you draw a line here, it's a nice straight line. So in this case, if you would stand straight, it's perfectly fine and straight. Now, bring your leg to the front. You want to make like an L position. Bring your both legs to the front, both legs, there we go. You're going to use your hands here, put on the ground. You can lean a little bit to the front like that, and do not go left and right, just keep it like that. Now see if you can lift both legs up. There we go. Go up and down without touching the ground. Go up and down without touching the ground. Very good. And keep breathing. You okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you're not flexible enough to go to this deep hip flexion, well, that's what you're doing, it's called the hip flexion. You're not flexible enough, you can either bend the knees a little bit for me, you can bend the knees like that. I guess you will feel, it's a bit lighter like that, right?
A bit, yeah.
A bit lighter. Let's say you're still not flexible enough to go this far, bring it more there. There we go, and try to lift your knees up. There you go. Now, it's important you have a little bit of brace and isolation in the upper body. So as you go up with your legs or the knees, you don't go to the back. If this happens, which means you're losing the brace, you're just lifting yourself up. It's no more side abs. So try to keep the forward lean, don't lean to the back, and just lift it up. Now, as I've seen you before, you did it with the arms and legs straight, don't go to the front. Let's go. Lift it up, do not touch the ground, up and down. The higher you go here, the harder it gets. Do you notice the difference?
Yep.
Good. Where do you feel it?
Here, in this area.
Yeah, good. So obviously you have to switch sides. Let's go. Now with certain exercises, what I'm training you, I'm asking you to stop way before feeling the burn, feeling that lactation after that, this lactation, that burn you feel, I want you to stop before that. Now that's for strengthening. Now if you want to do it for strengthening, you can do the same procedure. Before you feel the burn in the side abs, you stop to make it stronger. However, since you want to make it also aesthetic-wise more toned and ripped, you can continue with this one. So no longer stopping before lactation. All your choice. Whatever you do, correct form. So if you say you want to do this for 3 sets of 40 repetitions, because it also takes large repetition with this one, not 10 reps, because it's not that heavy. Only when you go higher, once you get tired, you start to feel the burn. If you lose the correct form, you're shaking left and right, you're doing all kind of weird motions which you're not supposed to do, then you stop. I also mentioned this before in my previous videos. Okay, now before you start, go to the side plank position. I want you first always find your correct straight line. Are you straight or are you not straight? Comment below if you notice if you have to change something, if you notice any bad form. Okay, I want to see if it's correct or not. Here we go. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
So when you know when you're straight, you try to memorize the feeling. How does it feel when I'm straight? Try to implement this movement, implement this feeling, manipulate the feeling. Now you know this is straight. That's why I always advise you do it first correct your form, eyes closed, and feel it out, and then start with eyes open. Okay, now you can bend your hips. There we go, the hip flexion. Can you go more? I'm sure you can go more, just like before. Okay, bring the arms to the front. Now bring the arms more to the front. If you bring it here, it's much harder. Okay, and lift your legs up without touching the ground. And keep breathing. There's no inhale up, exhale down, or all the way around. It's just continuous breathing pace. Reduce the compression in your body, because when you hold your breath, you just compress in your lungs region and just cannot move anymore. There we go. Also here, if you're not flexible enough, bend the knees or bring it lower. Now, we all have imbalances in our body. A more stiff side on the left, a more flexible side on the right. It is possible that, if you notice as well here, he's also less flexible on this side because the form is much harder to maintain. The previous side, the other side, he was doing it much better, which means probably his side on the left, in this case his left butt or the right butt, is not flexible enough compared to the other one. This is normal. You can't expect that in your body. If you feel too much focusing on the arms because you're pushing, you feel the shoulders and triceps, hey, you know, you're putting all the weight on your arms. It's normal, as long as you feel the abs. If you lose the form on the abs, you don't feel the burn in the abs anymore, it's best to stop. So, I saved the best exercise for last. This one is the most functional one exercise for the abs, the lower abs, the back, and thigh core region. It's called the dragon press. This is based on a regressed model of a Victorian press from gymnastics. Also in calisthenics, we tend to do this a lot because you will really strengthen your arms, back, and abs, obviously. All right, so as you're on your back, I want you to pull your knees in and feet off the ground. Now, let's start with a nice closed position like that. Then, what I want you to do is to bring your arms a little bit wider, in line with the hips. I want you to push yourself out from the fingertips. So put your fingertips on the ground, plant your fingertips on the ground. Now, before you start, you make sure you're fully straight on the ground. You put your entire body on the ground. If I put your hands like there, your lower back is making contact on the ground. Head on the ground, just relax. And before you start as well, our famous do not elevate shoulders. So pull your shoulders in. Now what you can do is I want you to poke your neck muscles. If the neck muscles, they feel soft and jelly, which means your shoulders are depressed. You might even feel a little bit of tension on your chest, but that's just a bit. Does it feel soft?
Yeah.
Which means your shoulders are depressed. All right, so what I want you to do is now is to push the ground down with your fingertips while remaining on the ground with the upper body. Try to lift the hips up. And obviously breathe in and out gently. And keep it going. Now if you look closely, you notice he's going up and down, slightly to the back, but because it's a very hard exercise. It's very difficult, this one. So notice bringing the knees to the back and lifting up. This is the maximum momentum I allow you to do, so don't go more than that. If you find it too difficult with this form, bring your knees more to the back and try to go up, right, up, down. Try to touch my hands with the front side of the knees. Good. That's it. Push the ground down with your fingertips and keep breathing and keep the entire back on the ground. It doesn't get better than this one, guys. Trust me. You can work on the lower abs, but on the lower back, entire back region. If you have a back injury, you're recovering from a back injury without harming your back muscles, you can train it. A nice revalidation program with this one. If you're advanced and you want to go more to the front, you can. Just go more to the front. You will immediately feel the tension decrease. The increase of the tension in your abs will increase so much, it only takes you just a couple degrees. Go up and down, use your arms, really push your arms down on the ground, keep your chest straight and go up and down. Do you feel it?
Yeah.
Do you see his head shaking, which means it's quite difficult? Just keep it going. Alright, take a rest. So this exercise is called the dragon press. Your goal is no momentum, continuously up and down. You can even use a serving tray. Put a serving tray on your shin, do not let the serving tray move, or put even like a tiny ball or something like a ping pong ball. See if you can keep the ball on the serving tray. That's the hard one as well, because you have to, in this case, refine the motion. I'm really curious what you think of this exercise, so comment below. How was it for you? What did you feel? What did you not feel? Is it something you felt before you never felt before? You know, like do you feel certain pain or aches? And just really let me know what you think of it. Also feel free to send me the videos of your form so I can really help to correct them. Good luck.